Hey y'all, it's Hoff here, and today I'm going to be talking about different kinds of cutting tools and when to use them and when not to use them. So first I'm going to start with these. These are garden shears. These ones are actually kind of dull, but they're useful for when you're going to just do cuttings of like some flowers or something that you want to be decorative with. And just like that, daffodils are ready to go. The next ones I have here, these are kitchen shears. You can use them for cutting the flowers, but you want to wash them before using for something edible. Here I have some cilantro. This is where they come really in handy, especially if you have like some thin green onions, you want to cut them up nicely. Save yourself the trouble from using a knife and just use the scissors. And you can cut them however much you need them to be. I have been able to use them to cut some meats before, especially if I'm trying to trim like bones and stuff off a whole chicken. Of course, make sure you wash it really good in between using different cooking things. This particular pair comes apart, so it's easy for cleaning, which is great. That way you can make sure that all this in here is getting dry and not going to get rusted. Now we have just regular paper scissors, craft scissors. They can come in all different shapes and sizes. Don't use these for food. Please don't use them to cut people's hair, but they work great for cutting with paper. And there are some that are fun shaped that, will cut fun little designs, or you can just try to do it with these scissors. Next here, I have some fabric, and I've got two different kinds of fabric scissors. Never, ever, ever cut anything but fabric with these. I'm just going to tell you, getting them sharpened is a bit of a hassle. So you have your regular dressmaker shears. These ones are a little tight, but you see how they have a screw like this flathead? I can get a screwdriver to loosen it so it's not hurting myself too much. Now you're normally, when you're cutting, you're going to be down on like your table. So I'll cut. These are pretty sharp, so they cut well. Just like that. And the other pair I have here are called pinking shears. See, they have these teeth on it. These are good when you have something like when it frays on the end of it. So what some people do when they're sewing, or maybe you're making curtains, or you just want to cut something, you just cut like this. And just like that, now you have this zigzag. And a lot of times that's going to help prevent all that little extra fraying and stuff. Okay, the last one, and after my own heart because of my career, I have hair cutting shears. They're shears, not scissors. Never cut anything but hair with these. And the scariest thing is to drop them because they're so sensitive and the blades are thin and so sharp. If you drop them, it can actually cause them to get nicks in it. So I have your regular hair shears here. And then I have these. They're called thinning shears, texture shears. They have little teeth. And some of them, they'll have different sizes. So the more teeth you see, the more hair it's going to cut. It doesn't cut, a blunt line in the hair. I'll just show. So obviously just hair, this poor doll. The doll has plastic hair. You don't cut plastic with these scissors. So only if it's real hair. And obviously I wouldn't recommend cutting your pet's hair with it. Get special stuff dedicated just for your pets if you do grooming for your pets. And so those are the different kinds of shears that you may or may not handle. Obviously, a lot of people just pay someone to cut their hair, but growing up, my parents saved a lot of money by cutting our hair themselves, but it's because it wasn't that complicated. We were kids and we didn't care. But when we got older, we definitely went to a hairdresser to get something that we like. And of course, the fabric scissors, you may or may not if you don't get into sewing. But sometimes people might have like a pair, a cheaper one laying around the house in case they do have to cut like some fabric or something like that. And of course, everyone but everyone probably has some kitchen scissors, or, you can get a pair of kitchen scissors. But as I showed, it makes it much, much easier to cut like your herbs and stuff with it. And if you garden, but if you live in a rental where somebody else handles your maintenance and stuff like that, or you just don't garden, you probably don't need a pair of these. So don't get something that's unnecessary. And of course, your regular scissors. Everybody has a pair of these. If you don't, I'm sorry, you probably need to get a pair because you'll buy packages of stuff and need to open them. And scissors is going to be the safest way to do it, other than using like a utility knife that could be dangerous. And they make some that are child safe, some that have, like this one has a blunt tip. It doesn't have like a sharp tip, a sharper tip. It has a blunt tip to help prevent from accidental stabbing. And they have child safe ones that are much more dull, but they'll still cut paper so that they're safe for little children to handle and they're less likely to hurt themselves. Well, good luck with your scissors.